Peterson. This is my wife, Hannah Peterson. This is our farm, Evers Ridge Farm. The farm is kind of starting as a restoration agriculture, if you will, project. The main goal is trees and tree crops. And the main way we're going to do those tree crops is kind of through like water retention. So the main concept is like drought proofing, I think, is the main idea. And so the composting is a part of that whole regime. And so down here is going to be like the U-pick orchard, and we're going to do a ton of huge variety of U-pick trees, but to kind of get that soil back to a soil, not just dead dirt. The composting, we wanted to get the composting just going crazy to begin with. So that's kind of the whole goal for the compost, is to like basically spread out piles of compost everywhere, worms everywhere, boost organic matter content with the wood chips and manure and leaves and straw, and that basically make the ground really good for water retention. Mm-hmm. But there's a lot more to the farm than that, but that's kind of the
that's where we're starting.
You know, scratching the surface there. Because what the worms need, they need food, shelter, and air, and love. Yeah, they are tight. Just put them next to it. So this is kind of like traveling this way. There's a ton of just finished castings right there. And then we got to the end that way, so then we took a bunch out over here, and then we started going this direction. So this is kind of like,
we feed on like in one spot every week. All right.
are you like right here? Oh my god, all the citrus. Bags. Chop it up, and then we'll usually mix in like either some manure on the top, little thin layer, or we'll take some of the stuff that's half finished and stir it in, almost like honestly it's kind of like a kombucha, or like what else am I thinking of? We have a starter, sourdough. Like you take some of the starter and you mix it in so that it just speeds up the process. So Hannah's whole idea with designing the stalls over here was to make it super easy for people to drop off different types of raw material if they had extra, and particularly was for like the neighbors. Like our immediate vicinity is like, oh, the leaf stall, great, I got leaves in the fall, and then that way we can then take it and manage it and mix it into compost at our own convenience, essentially. Over here we just kind of layered wood chips in the bottom, some manure in, some leaves in, and then some food scraps. And what we kind of wanted to do was keep it covered up so the raccoons and the possums and the squirrels wouldn't be just over here all the time eating the food. And they haven't gotten into it. I think with it being covered up, the food scraps being covered up, it gets so hot after like 2 days that they're not interested anymore, because it's just kind of mushy and gross. But it doesn't really, it just kind of looks like a pile of mulch in here. But once you dig into this stuff's a bit older, but it is hot. And the worms that were down in the castings we pulled out, the compost from the worm row, are now kind of moved into this whole pile. I'm not sure if they're all the way in it yet, but they're right here, and you can see them. But you gotta come see the temperature of this stuff down in there. So even in, it was 28 degrees last night, but these worms are perfectly happy. It's mostly friction that's causing the heat, but it's all the movement of all the microbes and organisms eating and munching and growing and eating. Creates all that friction, which creates all that heat.